A lot of these families came to find out that their home's renovation could quickly turn into a setback, increasing the property taxes and the bills that these homeowners could not afford. While it's clear that the host and the rest of the original team only wanted the best for the families they worked with, financial issues and interpersonal conflicts ultimately led to heartbreak and tragedy for some of these families on the show. Something I'm learning time and time again is that when it comes to television, they really don't care about the well-being of the subject matter, as long as it's good TV. And especially like ABC's Extreme Makeover, they wanted a big deal. They didn't want to just do minor updates that these people can afford. They wanted to create a wow factor so that when people watch the show, they told their friends, did you see that crazy house they built for this family? Like, it was a little dinky house that they turned into a mansion. And it's amazing that they can do this, but then these families are confused on how they're going to handle it all. Let's get into one of our first families who have been ruined by this show, and it is the Oatmans. The Oatman family seemed like the perfect candidates for the home makeover and a fresh start. Debbie was a single mother raising 4 sons, 3 of whom were adopted. 2 of her adopted sons were diagnosed with HIV, and a mold issue in the family's home was a major selling point for the Oatmans to have their home renovated. So really, Debbie was in desperate need to have help. I mean, she had these kids, they weren't doing well. She's adopted them, like sacrificed so much of herself for her family. She could really use the help. In 2007, the family's deteriorating home with a sinking foundation was replaced with a brand new home that had luxury amenities like new appliances, furniture, granite countertops. Unfortunately for the Oatman family, the home makeover could not repair the apparently deteriorating relationships between Debbie and her sons. That's a major problem when it comes to bringing regular people on TV, because all of their issues are highlighted.
In a 2011 interview with Times Union, Debbie's son Kevin said, "I honestly thought things would change after we moved into the house and it would make everything better. She was happy and excited for maybe the first week, and then it was back to the same old garbage." According to Kevin, his mother was prone to outbursts.
You okay?
I'm just overwhelmed.
The paper reported that 22 incident reports had been filed by local law enforcement at the Oatman home between 1997 and 2010.
Wait. So she's got an outburst problem and she's adopting children, and I mean, did they not do a background check? I mean, could they see that there were 22 incidents reported?
By 2011, Kevin and his brother Brian had left home after becoming estranged from Debbie. Debbie's ex-husband, Joe Gayton, told the publication, "The house didn't change her. She's still her plain old nasty self."
Not him calling her her old, plain, nasty self. So maybe the house changed, but the woman did not. And she wasn't as deserving as maybe the show thought she was. They should have done a background check. Now, this isn't the first time that the children fled from the home after the family had their extreme makeover. The Higgins family also left their new home and filed a lawsuit. In 2004, the Higgins children lost their mother and father within 10 weeks of each other, leaving all 5 siblings orphaned. What the hell? That's so sad. Poor family. Like, that's so within 10 weeks of each other. I wonder, I feel like there's like this theme where you die of a broken heart. I wonder if that was a situation, but the siblings were taken in by another family who had previously been the children's neighbors and who belonged to the same church. This family had 3 children themselves, so the addition of the family doubled occupants in the home. So the neighbors were nice enough and kind to adopt these children who were orphaned. I mean, that is huge. But now they've got a lot more responsibility. Here's a clip from their episode.
Good morning, Leonie family!
Their selfless act of compassion saved another family from life on the streets.
The Higgins parents passed away. Now that left 5 kids without anyone to take care of them. They all moved into the Lee Media house and became one big family.
I just love them so much. Taking a sip, man.
But now there's 11 people living in a 3-bedroom house.
It's a little crowded, to say the least.
11 people in a 3-bedroom house. I mean, that does sound really chaotic. So 11 people, 3-bedroom. And I'm assuming someone's in the living room. Let's put 2 in the living room. Then that leaves 11, right? Wait, no, that leaves 9. So then 3 in each room, I guess. Wow.
The Extreme Makeover design team has just 7 days to build a dream home.
It's sweet that they have so many volunteers, but it's kind of scary to see all of those people just charging at this home. Now, within a matter of weeks, the crew replaced the 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with a 9-bedroom mansion. The Higgins children ended up leaving. The siblings alleged that the family created and orchestrated a campaign to drive out the Higgins by using race-based remarks to degrade and insult the children. Now, after leaving the brand new home, the Higgins children hired a lawyer to file a lawsuit against the family and ABC for damages on the allegations of fraud, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and breach of contract. The family reportedly disputed the claims, and ABC had the breach of contract claims dismissed entirely. So really, the kids didn't have much of a case at all. It just seems like they had other conflicts. Now that this original family got this mansion, they didn't want these kids to be part of the home anymore, which is kind of sad because it seems like they almost used these kids for this opportunity, and now that they got their mansion, they just kick them to the curb. So not so wholesome after all. After the siblings left the home that had been built to accommodate their new living situation, they reportedly ended up living apart from one another at friends' homes. He said, "We were promised a home by ABC and they broke that promise." Also, something that just came into my mind, they took a 3-bedroom home, a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, and made it into a 9-bedroom home, right? Like something pretty large. How does that work in the neighborhood? I mean, like, I'm sure the other homes around it aren't these big mansions, so it must be such a sore sight to see this, like, in this neighborhood. Now, there are other families who were forced to sell their home because they couldn't afford it. Let's talk a little bit about the Simpson family. Now, in 2010, the Simpson family was chosen by the show to have their home renovated to fit their family's growing needs. Jim and Carmen Simpson were more than deserving of the makeover. Jim ran a small company and the minister of a local church, while Carmen was a devoted stay-at-home mother who schooled the kids. Their youngest child, Zoe, was unfortunately born with hydrops fœtus, which is a serious fetal condition with a 50% survival rate. To accommodate for Zoe's special needs, the team incorporated a therapy room just down the hall from his brothers and sisters that included a cork flooring and visually stimulating features to assist with his cognitive and motor development. The home also got a heated pool. So, wow, okay. And while this family got a home that they deserved and was accustomed to them and their needs, they couldn't afford it.
Simpson family still unpacking boxes after a week they will never ever forget. At some point, though, the cameras will be gone and life will return to normal. Today, they spoke to our Deidre Johnson about where they go from here and the experience that has changed their lives.
The family is still trying to take it all in.
I keep having these moments where I just stand and just begin to reflect and think, how did I get here?
After being selected by the Extreme Home Makeover team, the little things like finding something in their brand new house has been a journey.
It felt like you were staying away somewhere else, you know, because you're in a new place and everything. But it was exciting.
I love the architecture of it. It's kind of American Gothic vibes.
And, you know, trying to find toilet paper. That was an adventure, trying to find, you know, napkins or spoons or forks.
Many say that this house is a miracle. For the Simpsons, though, the true miracle is the life they have lived and the blessings they have received.
Now, that was a really nice makeover, I must admit. But despite the house being perfect for the family's needs, the increase in bills and taxes eventually became too great for the family to keep up with. In 2011 and 2012, the Simpsons paid their steep property taxes several months late, accruing interest and penalties along the way. By 2012, the family decided to put the house up for sale. Quote, "This was the wisest decision for our family right now. I do want to make sure everyone knows we're not ungrateful." Thank you for watching this clip from the Let's Get Into It podcast. To view the full episode, visit the link listed below.